Hello, Aries. Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead, my friends. How are you, my fire family? I hope you're well. Thanks so much for clicking here. Got a couple of oracle decks we're going to use this week. We're going to put down the oracles, and that's going to be for the energy, overall energy for the week ahead, what the energy for the week ahead will feel like. And then we'll hit it up with some tarot and get some details out of that for you. We're using a couple decks. The first one is, we'll use this one first, which is the Voices of Souls Oracle. And Aries, if you've been here before, thanks for coming back. I appreciate you. If you have subscribed, thanks for doing that. And thanks for being part of this tribe, my ride or dies. I appreciate you so much. And if you are brand new and you have never been here before, welcome, welcome. There is a subscription button in the bottom right-hand corner should you decide that you would like to stay. This is a beautiful, fiery, growing tribe. It's getting pretty large. Starting to get pretty darn large here, Aries. Thank you so much for that. All right, let's find out what's going on for you, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. All right. Ooh, very interesting energies here today. We've got respect. We've got a karmic message, and then we have a message of peace. So we've got card 26, 37, and 35. Card 26 is an 8. It's about self-respect. 8s are about the self or putting the hard work in on something. It's also about self-mastery, right? It can also be about abundance, abundant self-mastery. It does look like someone here is actually meditating. So it does feel like it could be a little bit about self-respect. We do have card number 37, which is a 10. 3 and 7 is 10. And so it feels to me here like there is some sort of a message that's coming in that is going to be the beginning of something new. When we say karmics always come into our life because those are the lesson teachers, right? Those are the ones that come in and teach us lessons. Soulmates do that for us as well. But karmics usually enter our life and then they leave our life. Soulmates we end up being attached to sort of energetically forever, right? We've known them before in another life. So I feel like you're going to get some sort of a karmic message that is going to be the beginning of something. And then we have a message of peace, which is kind of lovely, another 8. So we have 35, which is an 8, and we have 26, which is an 8. So a message of peace. We'll find out what that's about. I feel like it's communication that is going to bring you some sort of peace. We have education here. I feel like whatever you learn, education, right? Whatever you learn is really going to stretch you, is what it feels like. It's going to stretch you in the mind, stretch you into, it feels like when I say stretch you, it's like outside of your comfort zone. And maybe you haven't done yoga before. Maybe you've never felt the burn and the stretch, but it feels like somebody here is going to be stretched in different ways. It could be your intuitive energy that might be tested or stretched here. All right, so we've got the Dream Ritual Oracle is what I'm using here. Let's find out what else is going on for you, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Aries, please. Aries, do you have a Leo placement? How is that full moon doing for you here? We still, the full moon was yesterday as I throw these cards. It was on the 12th, today's the 13th. And that energy is pretty strong. It's a pretty strong full moon. Tell me in the comments if you have a Leo placement. And tell me how that moon was for you. Tell me about respect. We've got compassion. So I feel like it's not only respect, self-respect, or respect for your journey, or respect for the self-mastery portion of your life. I feel like it's time that you need to show yourself a lot more compassion. Aries, when it comes to being the leader, helping others, leading the pack, you got it down. But I feel like maybe you might be lacking in a little bit of self-compassion here. We have, because this is the number of the self, right? The 8, that's why I'm saying that. But we have compassion. I feel like you are... I want to say that this is something that's blooming for you. I don't think that you have no compassion for yourself, but I think this is something that you might possibly struggle with, that it's easier for you to give compassion to others than it is to give yourself a break. I know lots of Aries like that are very hard on themselves. Tell me about this karmic message here, please, for Aries. We've got the soul. Well, isn't that interesting? So I feel like this is a karmic message. Somebody here might be mistaking it for a soul message, though. I feel like this message is meant to teach you something, or the messenger could be a karmic, and they're going to enter your life and then they're going to leave your life. The challenge is to let them go. Not everyone is supposed to be in our life for our entirety, but I feel like somebody here might mistake this karmic for a soul connection, that maybe you start to see things in the future and see a future with them. It does feel like whatever they tell you may touch your soul. It's a message though, because I see the pen and the book here. It does seem like some sort of message, and we'll talk about that. Tell me about the message of peace, please. Tell me about the message of peace. We've got commit. Commit to a message of peace. Look, this could be a message that you're receiving or giving. And we'll look at the tarot and find out what's going on there. We've got revisit. Oh, very interesting. So a message of peace and a karmic message. Message of peace. Commit. It's like a commitment you're making to yourself, I want to say, because card number 35 is here, which is an 8. It's a commitment you're making to yourself to possibly handle people, things, places, situations, dramas in a much more peaceful way than usual. Bottom of the deck, yeah, we have revisit. There's something here that you're going to be re-educated on, or something that you're going to see in a different light, or you're going to see it differently. You're getting some sort of education, and it might come from this karmic message that you're receiving here. Let's look at some tarot. Tell me about the tarot for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Aries, if you are interested in a private read, there's just a couple days left on the private read sale. It does end on the 15th, so if you're interested in that, you might want to get yourself over there. There in the pinned comment is the 10% off coupon code if you're interested in that. All right, let's take a look here. Tell me about this compassion and respect for Aries, please. We've got the Star. It does feel like it is healing. I feel like this is something that you're learning. I want to say that, you know, the lotus flower is opening really slowly here. It feels like there is some sort of deep respect or healing that is beginning to come to fruition for you. Aquarius energy. It feels like it's something that's come as a realization, I want to say. It feels like it is, I feel like you've been meditating more or praying or something like that, because the star is looking straight up at the sky. So it does feel like somebody's feeling more hopeful. As you have more self-respect and as you have more compassion for yourself, you will feel a little bit more hopeful about humanity, about life in general, really. Tell me about this karmic message, please. This karmic message could be coming to you about someone who is connected to your soul. Tell me about this. We've got the moon energy. So it's something that isn't as it seems, right? And I was saying that I think that this is either a message from a karmic, or there is a message that I feel comes from a karmic, and maybe you mistake it for a soulmate. And the only difference is one is going to be attached to you forever, energetically, and the other one is supposed to just come into your life, give you the information, and leave. Teach you the lesson and go. But sometimes we hang on to these karmics, right? And then we rip off the label and push it on their head and say, oh, but that's a soulmate. So be careful of that as well, because the moon is here, which means that you don't see everything that's going on behind the scenes, right? Things are not as they seem when it comes to the moon energy. And I feel like you're a person who feels very deeply. You could have a Cancer or Pisces placement, maybe Cancer or Pisces moon, but it feels like you have some sort of watery energy in the moon that maybe wants to see the best in people, wants to connect to people's souls, and not all of those people are going to stay in your life here. Tell me about this commit and message of peace. Oh, I like that. Okay. I feel like you're the most at peace when you're working, I want to say. There's something that you like to do, or even if it's something you don't like to do, it feels like when you're working in the yard, working at a business, working on your business, whatever you're doing, whatever, volunteering, whatever it is, it feels like you're in sort of a meditative state when you're doing that. Because the Seven of Pentacles is putting the hard work in on something, and before you know it, something is blooming. It's like the nurturing. You might be quite a nurturer, possibly. But it does feel like this message of peace here. I want to say that you're committing to maybe doing more work, committing to more hours, committing to doing more work on the backyard, renovating the house, whatever it is. And I feel like you do it because this is your meditative practice. It feels like you love to build things. You love to watch things grow, I feel. All right. Tell me about the star, please. For Aries, what else do we need to know about the star? We've got the Nine of Cups. We've got the Hermit energy, and we've got the Two of Swords. So I do feel that there is going to be, like, whenever we decide to implement a meditation practice, and I always say prayer is asking for something, meditation is receiving it. So I feel like for those of you who are, meditation will extend your life. Meditation will take away the stress. If you implement a meditation practice twice a day for 10 minutes, twice a day, your life will change in ways that you didn't think it could. I'm living it right now, and that's why I'm giving you that information. So we have the Nine of Cups. I feel like you're hopeful that there is happiness here. And I feel like this energy here of you need to have more compassion for yourself, and I feel like the Hermit energy is telling me that. It's like I feel like you're really hard on yourself. This is Virgo energy, and Virgos are really hard on themselves. They're most highly critical of themselves, and sometimes that can pour out onto other people. But I feel like you are somebody who keeps it in. I feel like you're highly critical of yourself, and that really sometimes puts you in a place of blocking compassion from the self. And so I feel like you're hoping that if you maybe put in meditation, because she is meditating on this card, if you implement some meditation, it will lead you to compassion and hopefully remove this block, because I feel like you're stuck in Hermit energy. I feel like you're stuck in, well, I'm just going to stay away from those people because they piss me off. And if they irritate me, I'm going to say something. So I'm just going to stay away from them. So it feels like you sequester yourself away so you don't have to deal with people around the peripheral of your life. I feel like you do want to have happiness, and you're hopeful that you will get that. I think that you will. I think if you carry on with your meditation practice here, that the only way that we can give somebody something is if we already know it, right? So you can't give anybody compassion if you are not compassionate with yourself. You can only give somebody a certain level of love. If you don't really love yourself, you can't really give a depth of love to anybody else. You must learn that thing first. Mother Teresa taught us that, right? When mother brought their child to Mother Teresa and said, please, she's diabetic, tell her to quit eating sugar. And Mother Teresa said, come back in 2 weeks. I eat sugar. I got to know what it's like to be without sugar before I'm going to be able to lecture on it. Tell me about the moon energy. It feels like there is a karmic here that you might be mistaking for a soulmate, and maybe it's been hard to let them go, possibly. But I feel like what you don't see is that I feel like you give everyone the benefit of the doubt. So maybe you think this person is a soul tie, but I feel like they were meant to come to your life and then leave, because card number 37 is a 10. They were meant to show up in your life, teach you a lesson, and go. We do have the Page of Cups. It could have been a new love interest that was here to teach you a lesson. You could currently be in that relationship. We have the Two of Wands here. So it feels like you met them at a time when you were at a crossroads in your life, possibly. We've got the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. You were feeling very vulnerable. It does feel like there is... I want to say that this karmic message, I feel like that the universe is bringing you a karmic message, or that this definitely could be messages from a karmic. It does feel like somebody here is going to meet, or either has already met someone who is a karmic connection. This might be a new love interest for you. And we have the Two of Wands, which tells me it's because you're at a crossroads in your life and you're trying to learn how to be a little bit more vulnerable with people around you. What you don't see, though, that this is a karmic chapter for you. This is a karmic person. And that person is going to be leaving your life, which means it will be a temporary relationship. It could be a love relationship. This could be platonic or romantic. Take it as it resonates. This could even be a friendship, right? Look at your life now. If you're older like me, you'll probably know that people have come and gone from your life, that they are not necessarily in your life. And you might be feeling bad about that, but I feel like it's designed that way. Once they teach you what they're here to teach you, then they go. So I feel like you're about to enter into, or maybe you're already in, some sort of a karmic relationship. And I feel like you met this person at a very vulnerable time in your life when your soul was completely bare. completely open. I'm looking at this mirror here. I feel like this person mirrored your energy, and a karmic will do that, so they can gain favor with you in order to be able to teach you the lessons. Look, we all must have karmic relationships. We need the lessons. There's no other reason to be here. There's no other reason that we're here other than to teach ourselves the difference between what will stay and what will go. And you've hired all these people essentially in the ethers before you came here and said, show up in 2025 around the 14th, please, and teach me a lesson. I'm going to need this specific lesson at this specific time. Look, you don't have to believe that. That's my belief. You don't have to adopt that belief. Tell me about the Seven of Pentacles, please. We've got the Six of Wands. We've got the Six of Pentacles. Oh, very interesting. Sixes here. And we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like the sixes are telling me that you're in the right direction. I want to say that this is an energy of you're now over the worst part of it, or maybe you've come through a hard cycle. We sort of dip in and out of hard cycles, easy cycles. And I feel like somebody here has just completed a cycle that's been kind of hard. For some of you, it could be financial. We have the Six of Wands here. The Six of Wands is about, coming back home after the war, after the fight, or getting victory after defeat, or feeling like you're defeated, right? So the Six of Wands, the wands are always actions. And so I feel like the Six of Pentacles, for some of you, you could have just be coming out of a hard cycle financially. I want to say if that's the case, it feels like you are building into a really good financial spot for yourself. In the week ahead, it feels like an opportunity is going to show up for you here. And this opportunity, I feel, is coming and is going to be giving you some sort of peace. This is a message of peace. So it feels like that there is an opportunity that's going to show up that I feel that you might commit to, because we have the commit card here. But the Ace of Pentacles is like you're going to be asked to travel through the gates, or walk through the gates, or invest in something. Maybe you're investing in a business. Maybe you're going to invest in the stock market. But it feels like it has to do with something that is in your pentacle world. For some of you, it will be financial. I feel like the decision is here because we have this here. To me, this is a pentacle, and this looks like a pentacle. It's like two pentacles to me. It's like you have to make a decision on the spot or in the pentacle world, something that's going to impact your house, your home, your family, your financial life. The Six of Pentacles, it looks like somebody is putting money into your hands. So I want to say it feels like whatever you're about to invest in is going to pay out in some way for you. But I feel that you've got to make a commitment. But I feel like when you know that you've made the right decision is when you will feel most at peace. And I feel like that's what we're talking about here with this message of peace. We've got card number 35, and that's about the self, putting the hard work in on something, right? Or it's about self-mastery. So I feel like it's you're going to be asked to invest in something, or you're going to get an opportunity to invest in something. We do have 8 pentacles here, 6, 7, 8, it looks like. And 8 pentacles, again, is self-mastery. It's also the harvest, right? The 7 of pentacles is where you do all the hard work. You throw the seeds of intention, you weed, you hoe, you water, you nurture, right? And then something grows from there. And then when we get to the 8, that's the harvest. So I feel like whatever pentacle you're planting in the week ahead is something you're going to be able to harvest in the future, because of some sort of education or an intuitive answer that you're going to be receiving. This is a message of peace. I want to say that you will shift into an energy of being at peace with your answer when you know you have the right one. This might be something that you are revisiting. We have reconnect and revisit. You could be reconnecting with someone who is about to prepare you for something that's about to be born, something creative possibly. But again, we have another pentacle at the center here. It feels like when it came by last time that maybe you weren't quite sure. Someone maybe made a request of you, you weren't quite sure, but now you're going to revisit it. So prepare, because you're about to reconnect and revisit something that you gave up in the past. And like I say, everything is circular, right? It's cyclical. And so whatever is meant for you will never pass you by. I feel like there's an opportunity that's going to be showing up again for you. And it feels like it is in the pentacle world. We do have the Two of Cups. For some of you, it could be a love opportunity to get into something that is long-term. It could be something you've already been building for a little bit. It feels like you've been building like a friendship with somebody, or that you're really getting along well with somebody, working with them. Maybe they're a business partner, but it feels like it turns into something bigger. It goes from the 3 to the 10. And what's the middle of here? The 3, between the 3 and the 10, the 7, right? Right? So 7 and 3 is 10. So I feel like you already are on your way to building into something, if it is love that we're talking about. Long-term love. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for watching, Aries. I do appreciate you. I will go, but I will be back as per usual. You guys know it. And thank you so much for all the views and likes. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.